For me, this was always going to be what I was going to do. I had told my mother at 12 that I was going to move to Atlanta. I was going to be this full-time authoress, and I was going to just tell stories. I never wanted to be anything other than that. And I've been writing stories since I was maybe 8, 9 years old. And for me, it was just in me. Like, people know how to naturally sing, they know how to naturally dance or paint and draw. I knew how to tell stories.
Okay.
Okay, y'all. For real, no, how y'all doing though? It's hot. Hi, I'm Tamika Newhouse, and I am the founder of AAMBC, African Americans on a Move Book Club. Back in 2008, I was in San Antonio, Texas. I wanted to be a part of a book club, but I didn't know anyone in the city. And I felt it was kind of weird to walk up to other grown women and be like, hey, you want to read with me? You want to be my friend? So therefore, I took to MySpace and I started to talk about the books I have read. Through that format, I met hundreds and hundreds of writers, and I decided to talk about their books and launch their books and give them a platform. And visually see what it is that you perceive. So I thought that was really good. It's more than just telling us what we want to be showing us. And that's really hard for a lot of writers to do. I'm kind of proud. In 2009, I decided to launch the AANBC Literary Awards because I noticed that as an artist, we didn't have a platform where we were celebrated. There were the music shows, there were the award shows for movies and actors and Broadway. I'm like, well, hey, hello, what about us? You know, we don't have a show for us either, and we're artists as well. And so therefore, I decided to launch the awards in San Antonio, Texas. It eventually traveled to Baltimore, and now here we are in Atlanta. It's not about one person. It's not about one genre. It's about all of us as a unit. Thank you all for coming out, and I hope you enjoy the show.
Greetings, 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 everyone. I hope you all are doing well. Today, we are presenting I am the most powerful words in the universe, brought to you by myself, Valerie. I will be your host for this presentation. Get your pen and paper and get ready for something extraordinary. I am the most powerful words in the universe. I've been a victim of child molestation, sold out, addicted to drugs, and suicide attempts. I survived. Now I thrive. Yes, I've had many ups and downs. When I learned the power behind I am, it completely changed my life. Let it change yours. What is vocalized expresses either a positive connotation, something desirable, or a negative suggestion, undesirable. What is spoken has the means to produce or prevent a life that is desired, wanted, or hoped for, no matter which is implied. That is what is sent out to the universe and being activated on our behalf. What is vocalized, it expresses positive or negative. It has the means to produce or prevent, no matter what is implied. That is what is sent out. Have we heard the saying, we are what we think? It holds true to what we say. How does negative self talk impact us? Well, if I say I'm having a very bad day, guess what? I've just invited the bad day into my life. The universe complies with my description of my day. If I voice the words, my life sucks, then I've just invited a life that sucks into my existence. What have we said about ourselves? Do we have negative self talk or positive self talk? Today's presentation centers on the most influential words in existence. I am. Two words that have the power to create a life of joy, peace, and happiness, or a life of struggle by what follows these three letters. Do we say something positive, then turn around in our mind and invite the negative thought into existence? I hate my big nose. I hate the huge gap in my teeth. Fill in our own I am statement. Be honest with yourself, as this is for you and you alone. We will not ask you to reveal what is uncomfortable, and we will only ask for examples so thoughts can be introduced to counteract that negative statement. Who are you? I am amazing. What makes us amazing? I am love. What makes us love? I personally am outgoing. What makes us outgoing? And my favorite, I am greatness. What makes us great? Who you are. This can be unlocked. The keys to changing our own I am statements. When asked that question, who are you? Most people describe what they do. To answer, I'm a mother, father, housewife, businessman, teacher. However, this does not describe who we are. This describes what we do. So again, I ask, who are you? Now, unto him that is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we ask or think, according to the power that worketh in us. Ephesians 3:20. What does that mean to us? Do we believe we have the same creative power, that we are God like, and that power is within us? We have the creative power to strengthen our life journey by taking heed how we are using the two most powerful words in the universe. We create our own I am because we are beings of love and light with a creative power within, given to us by our ancestors, by God, by the universe. You can insert what you believe in here. It enables us to do anything. Wayne Dyer says, from a perspective of greatness, only greatness can emerge from us. From an inner perspective of inferiority, we only attract events that align with those beliefs. Your greatness, it will not be found in a classroom, an apprenticeship, a teacher, or even flattering comments from well meaning family members, friends, or lovers. It is within you. It is crucial for us to become conscious of the greatness that constantly flows through us. Allow, allow yourself to believe in your greatness. Take some time to reflect on these questions for yourself and see if the statements comply with a positive or negative connotation of who you really are. Ernest Holmes stated, since we're dealing with an infinite power, which knows only its own ability to do, and since it can objectify any idea impressed upon it, there can be no limit to what it could or would do for us other than the limit of our own mental concept. Limitation could not be in principle or in law, but only in the individual use that we make of it. Our individual use of it can only equal our individual capacity to understand it, to embody it. The limits of our mental concepts are the only limitations placed upon us. Man or woman can go no further than he or she imagines him or herself capable of going. Where do you imagine yourself? Therefore, manifesting positive, positive I am statements require us to change how we see ourselves by removing the limits, those negative statements in our mind, as well as what we speak about who we are. We must see ourselves as more. Again, I say as more than mere ordinary beings. We must see ourselves as our higher power sees us. We must see ourselves as individualized expressions of God on earth. Who am I cannot be determined when things are going well, but what we think about ourselves will certainly be revealed when we're going through hell. Yes, life presents us with opportunities disguised as challenges to awaken us to our divine ancestral nature. Most of us have failed to embrace our divinity during these times. According to Ernest Holmes, investigation proves that behind every condition, whether of body or environment, there has been some thought, conscious or unconscious, which produced that condition. If behind every conscious or unconscious decision is a thought, then it stands to reason that Holmes is also right when he says that any suggestion, positive or negative, held in the creative mind will produce, even if it's a suggestion that will destroy. Since any suggestion held in the creative mind will produce, and man or woman was given the ability to choose, then a problem occurs when man or woman's choice does not align and support their highest good, our highest good, because his choice is unified with the law, which automatically, it may not be instantly, but eventually produces, and he has the ability to build up or tear down. Man and woman has the ultimate decision as to whether to choose what we refer to as good or evil, positive or negative. Who are you, and what does this reveal about your I am confirmations? In the shadow effect, this conflict is at the core of the human struggle. Duality lies at the very center of the human experience. Life and death, good and evil, hope and resignation coexist in every person and exert their force in every facet of our lives. When this internal turmoil occurs and choices are made that support our lower selves and not our divine selves, we risk living beneath our true potential. We attempt to select choices which will get us out of the situation as soon as possible, get us out now. But for many of us, the realization and activation of our potential often begins to burst forth when we go through the fire. This spiritual purification, it process reveals our divinity when we can stand while in the midst of any situation and speak from our divine nature, our divine selves. Imagine simply announcing our own reality. We can begin to announce, we can declare, I am, and manifestation occurs. The whole aim of creation is manifestation, and manifestation begins with man and with woman. When we understand that there is no manifestation without man or woman, then we truly begin to understand the power, the creative power within. This realization should bring us to a place where we believe that the power within us is infinite, it's mighty, and it's real. This is how to begin to change our life. Our I am statements have the power to bring about the change that is desired. Manifestation of positive, I say again, of positive I am affirmations require focus, persistence, and the ability to expel distractions. To employ the power of attention to manifest good or positive results, we must apply it with persistence. We must remain focused over time in order to allow Spirit to create and bring forth what we've envisioned in our mind and set in motion with our words, our I am declarations. Remaining focused is easier Baby, it's easier than said, and it's done because often our distractions are caused by life. However, when we understand the power within truly is infinite, then we will know that none of life's circumstances can diminish the power within us. Only our disbelief can. If we do not live in a way that supports our higher self, our soul's purpose, we fall prey to our lower self, our ego. We must choose to tune in to each moment of each day and select thoughts that raise our consciousness above the low frequency thoughts which lead to negative consequences. When we live at a higher level of consciousness, it is easier to see all the positive possibilities in situation. Every situation. Let's take a moment to examine the belief system. And does this have any bearing on our negative self talk? Where does our belief of limitations and or accomplishments stem come from? The belief of I can't do or I can't achieve something great. As a child, we were told don't touch the stove, we'll get burned. Now, this is a true statement depending on if the stove is actively hot. We were given information such as this to help to keep us safe. However, sometimes it creates limitations that stops us from trying something because we may be afraid that we may not succeed. What impact would it have on someone being told, you so stupid, or you can't do that, who you think you are? These words would resonate in our being, in our soul, the subconscious mind. And when we do something we consider to be stupid or maybe portrayed as stupid, does that voice ring out? You can't do that, you stupid. Do we stop ourselves? Do we stop ourselves from reaching our highest potential because somebody else said, you can't do that? Who do he think he is? What if President Obama would have been told you can't be president and believed he could not? It may have been said to him, but he chose to believe he could, and he became president of the United States. Fill in an I am statement that may be coming to mind now. See if it's positive or negative, and we'll explore how we can silence the negative talk. As Debbie Ford says, you're either being guided by your soul or driven by your ego. At any time, you have access to either of these realities and to all the experiences and emotions they bring with them. You must understand the divine consciousness, your soul's journey, and human consciousness, your ego's path, coexist and are operating within you all the time. When we understand the duality that resides within, then we can better understand that the creative power allows us to walk in our divine consciousness and easily distinguish between our soul's journey and our ego's path. We must choose to live in a state of consciousness and awareness by tuning in to our divinity, aligning ourselves with love, beauty, and truth. This alignment activates our creative power within, traveling the path of our soul's journey and not the path of our ego allows us to tap into our higher self, our divine essence. Dr. Wayne Dyer taught that this essence is quite simply the I am fully activated within us. What is your I am statements? Man, woman becomes free the moment we agree to see self as we were created to be, humanly flawed due to choices could be made by environment, could be inherited, but that we are also perfectly divine, beautifully flawed, but accepted in the beloved. A lack of spiritual vision allows wrong thinking to flourish. The negative connotations grow and fester and holds us captive in our mind. There is nothing man or woman can do to destroy true essence. The only thing we can do by remaining unconsciously aware is to spend this journey called life struggling and suffering needlessly because we never tapped into our true essence, not realizing the power held in those two words, three letters, I am statements. This power is always within, even if it's never tapped into. This limitless life is only limited by the thinker. Let's look at a spiritual aspect involved with I am. In Exodus 3:13 and 14, Moses asked God, "Whom shall I say sent me?" And God's reply is phenomenal. And I paraphrased it here: I am who I am. I am sent me. See the power that is constructed, that is portrayed in those three letters. I am who I am. In Genesis 2:19, God formed the animals and brought them to the man to see what he would name them. And whatever the man called each living creature, that was its name. The man spoke the words, and so it was. I am spiritually awake. I am who I am. Let's let the power of those words resonate into our soul because God used these three letters, and it is a very powerful affirmation. So is what follows each and every one of our I am moments. The meaning or understanding behind both Bible verses to reflect on is God implemented the influential pronouncement I am. God is I am. What does this proclamation mean to us? What does God mean to us? He's provider, healer, protector, and the list goes on and on and on. And I love this quote. Our greatest glory is not in never failing, but in rising up every time we fail. Ralph Waldo Emerson, the I am. I am afraid to do that. I'm not equipped to be the lawyer. I am. Change those statements because God was showing man in Genesis 2:19 the power speech has over one's life by allowing man to speak the names of the living things, thus showing us speaking words is potent. What came after your I am statement in that moment a couple of frames ago? Was it a positive connotation or a negative connotation? Was it undesirable? What is an I am statement that can be counteracted what is undesirable? This is what needs to become the focus of our attention. Focus on the man or woman in the mirror and the influence of your own spoken words and the unspoken thoughts, which has just as much power to heal or to harm. Shift your consciousness and uncover who we were created to be by focusing on what comes after the interpretation of I am, whether it's felt or if it's said out loud. Yes, Michael Jackson said it best. I am looking at the man in the mirror. I am asking him to change his ways. We're asking if there's anything that you want to change in your life, in our life. Let's start with changing the I am moments and manifest what we really want out of life or uncover your purpose. Set your consciousness to positive I am affirmations and activate the creative power within, the creative power within yourself to change your results. Let's exercise our right, our birthright to create the life that we want. What this points out is the power of life and death. Proverbs 18:21 really does lie in the tongue and what we think. Examine how we're using such a potent proclamation in our life. This is the very beginning. The things we speak and focus on are our worst enemies at times, and it may reveal what we truly feel about ourselves or about a situation, and sometimes it is to our own detriment. I'll give you some examples. I'm no good. Change the focus to I am great. I'm worthless. Change the focus to I am valued. I matter. I'm a failure. Change the focus to I am successful. And the list goes on and on in our mind and what we speak. So it may be we need to start with what we think as well as what we speak to start making the changes. Everyone's situation is different to them, and we're all unique individuals. So, this part is something for self examination to determine where we are and how we can move forward. Now, some things that helped me, which I'm sharing with you, is metaphysical treatment. The power is definitely within me as my mind and spirit. This presence moves through me as harmony, health, peace. I think, I speak, and act from the standpoint of infinite intelligence. I know that thoughts are things. What I feel, I attract. What I imagine, I become. I constantly dwell on these truths. This divine success is mine. Divine prosperity is mine. Divine love fills my soul. Divine wisdom governs all my transactions. Whenever fear or worries come into my mind, I affirm immediately my ancestors are with me. My ancestors protect and guide me. I have nothing to fear. Now, here's some tips to help to get us started. Journal. Keep a journal, writing down your I am statements throughout the day and see if they're positive or if they're negative. Journal what you think, journal what is spoken out loud. Then take a look at that and write positive statements to counteract the negative accounts. You can write it on as a mantra or even on note cards or a regular piece of paper with a pen. Speak these positive declarations out loud several times a day. Meditate on the positive statements until you're comfortable with it, then add on more. Incorporate positive I am moments into your daily routine to help to counteract the I am moments that are of negativity. Print out the I am statements and hang it throughout the home. Hang it at your workplace. Make it a screensaver on your phone and on your desktop to remind you of your divine, infinite I am success story. And practice speaking the positive I am declarations out loud, looking at yourself in the mirror and let it resonate into your soul. Whatever I need to know comes to me from cosmic power within. Infinite intelligence is operating through me, revealing to me what I need to know. I radiate love, peace, and goodwill to all mankind in thought, word, and deed. I know I know that what I send out comes back to me a thousandfold. So why not take a moment to make sure that what I'm sending out is of a positive, uplifting connotation, knowing that it's going to come back to me. The God in me knows all the answers, and the perfect answer is made known to me now. Infinite intelligence and divine wisdom make all decisions through me. And there is only one right action and the right decision taking place in my life in these moments. I wrap myself in a mantle of love and I know the divine right decision is mine now. I am at peace. All of these statements are I am statements. You can make these your own and build that life of peace. I walk in the light, full of faith, confidence, and trust. I recognize the lead which comes into my conscious reasoning mind. It is impossible for me to miss it. My ancestors speak directly to me in peace, and I thank you for the answer now. And this information was obtained through the metaphysical treatment. Metaphysical treatment. Some have asked, what does it mean to meditate? I've asked that myself a long time ago. The Merriam Webster Dictionary states to spend time in quiet thought for religious purposes or relaxation. My thought on meditation is to focus this mind on one single thought and remove all other thoughts. In other words, keep the mind from wandering. This is easier said than done, and I'll give you the Wikipedia definition. Meditation is a practice where an individual trains, keyword, trains the mind or induces a mode of consciousness either to realize some benefit or for the mind to simply acknowledge its content. And again, the key point is to train your mind to silence itself, to put you in a state of hearing the answers that are already within you. I am conscious. Now, the term meditation refers to a broad variety of practices that includes techniques designed to promote relaxation, to build internal energy or life force, and develop compassion, love, patience, generosity, and forgiveness. A particularly ambitious form of meditation aims at effortlessly sustained, single pointed concentration meant to enable its practitioners to enjoy an indestructible sense of well being while engaging in any life activity. Meditation may also involve repeating a mantra, closing the eyes, and the mantra is chosen based on its suitability to the individual meditator. Meditation, in essence, has a calming effect and it directs awareness inward until pure awareness is achieved, described as being awake inside without being aware of anything except awareness itself. Think about that for a moment. Now, in Wishes Fulfilled, it goes into greater detail about the state of sleep and how we can reprogram the conscious mind while we sleep. All cannot be quoted, so some will be paraphrased. Sleep is the natural state of your subconscious mind, which rules about 96% of your waking moment of your life. The last 5 minutes of your day before you enter into your sleep state are the most important 5 minutes of your day if you're going to begin living a wishes fulfilled life. In this brief portion of your day, you are going to tell your subconscious mind how you feel and what wishes is to be fulfilled upon awakening from your deep slumber. Let's think about that for a second. The last 5 minutes before you go to sleep can decide or make wishes come true. Why not focus those on being positive? I am greatness. I am an achiever, and let it continue. And as you sleep, your subconscious mind works on bringing it to the forefront. The premise behind this statement is that we can access and reprogram our subconscious mind while the body is quietly refueling in our state of sleep. Wow. Therefore, by taking minutes before going to sleep to think on only those things we want to manifest in our lives the very next day, we go to sleep with our intentions set and our thoughts go about reprogramming our subconscious mind, which impacts our waking behavior. It is not the concept of dreaming something up and miraculously waking up to its manifestation. No, it's not that. It's more about using our imagination to influence our subconscious mind, which in turn assists us in our waking moments to operate from or within our highest good. I've included this explanation to give you additional tools to aid in accomplishing your own form of meditation. You can begin by focusing on one single thought for 5 minutes at a time and then increase as necessary.
I mean, literature is the DNA of a culture.
When the mind starts to wander, bring the focus back to that one single thought. I would suggest trying this every day prior to resting for the night and first thing when you wake up in the morning. Let the positive I am statement be the first thought to set the mood for the day and the last thing on your mind to think about as you sleep. This should be done in a quiet place where there are no distractions. You can use meditation music to aid in that concentration as well. The subconscious mind is the womb of creation. It receives the idea into itself through the feelings of the man or woman. It never changes the ideas received, but it always gives it form. If you have a negative I am statement, the subconscious mind gives its life just as it gives life to a positive I am statement. That is why we want to focus on reprogramming the mind with the most powerful words in the universe. I am. And then our subconscious mind turns to be more of a positive aspect. And the subconscious mind accepts it as truth. What you feel is truth. Your feelings determine your reality because they are pressed upon the subconscious mind. Consciously feeling hopeless or declaring a statement such as I am hopeless will impress upon the subconscious mind the idea of hopelessness or failure. Consequently, you'll be offered experiences by the one universal subconscious mind that will match what you feel is true. We are exploring ways to have a better understanding of this declaration of I am and equipping you with tools to change the outcome by changing what follows these three letters. How do we know they work? Personally, I've tried and tested it, and I am living proof that it works. It does take effort, and it does not happen overnight. It has to be cultivated, practiced, and rehearsed on a daily basis. Do I slip up? Yes, I do. But the key is to get right back on the horse and start again. And when we practice it enough, it becomes second nature. One of the most necessary things to remember is that we cannot demonstrate life beyond our mental ability to express. We give birth to an idea only from within ourselves. We are what we put into our thinking. If we're to draw from life what we want, we must first think it forth. I am greatness. In order to have success, we must first conceive it in our own thought. Change the focus to I'm fair to I am successful. Ask yourself this question: what if I succeed? This is because we're creators and because of the flow of life into manifestation through us. We must take the form we give to it. And if we want a thing, we must have it within ourselves. The mental equivalent, the mental capacity to receive it before we get it. This is so, even if at first you do not believe what follows. I am. But by practicing on a daily basis, you will begin to feel and believe it, thus begin to change your life or a particular situation. We feel it into existence. I am positive. I can change my I am statements. I am smart. I am forgiving. I am truthful. I am living the life I desire. And I am positive you can change your own I am statements and transform your life as well. I was drowning in the negative connotations. I felt powerless. I felt the world was against me, and I thought I had no control over my life. I blamed others for my misery, and I set up and got a divorce. I wanted out. I'm done. I knew I wanted change. I was desperate for change, but I didn't know how to obtain it. I did get the divorce, which was best for me, but I started spiritual life coaching. And through coaching, I learned how to manifest the life I wanted for me. Now, I shared with you the steps to get started above, so I will not repeat them. But these are some of the tools that I used to turn it all around, beginning with the I am statements. I shifted how I viewed myself. I concentrated on my own I am statements. From miserable in this marriage to happy forever, being true to myself. And I work on it every day. By using these techniques, I changed me. I started with the woman in the mirror, and I now live in peace, abundant love, and joy. And I'm definitely not saying every day is a bed of roses, but how I view and handle the situation makes all the difference in my happiness. It is how I approached the I am statement. I take responsibility for my own happiness. I am manifesting my truest desires every day. This is how I know it works because I have personally tried, tested, and I reap the benefits. I have a new life, love, and joy through the study of becoming who I am by changing my own I am proclamations, shifting how you view yourself, and I am statements involve being authentically you. When we are not being our authentic self, our life's journey becomes a series of seemingly continuous struggles. And struggles are often amplified and prolonged because we are being and who we are created to be are at odds with each other. To find the courage to lead an authentic life, we have to confront, yes, we have to confront our inauthentic self. We have to confront the parts we fear the most, our shadow, which feeds off of our matrix, and bringing light and love into those dark spaces is what those who know who they are do. Transformers walk in the creative power of the I am while understanding that living a transparent life reduces the shadow effect. When viewed in the full light of our awareness, our shadow exposes the duality and truth of both our human self and our divine self, as they both prove to be essential ingredients of a whole, authentic human being. If we're not committed to growing, evolving, and living our best life, we will inevitably search for and find outer fixes, some form of instant gratification, which keeps us in a state of denial so that we can forget about our unfulfilled dreams. We all have the right to stay comfortably numb with our souls hidden from ourselves and from the world. Instant gratification is always an option if we aren't ready to listen to the voice of our soul, or if we aren't ready to do the work necessary to clear away the toxic residue of our past and return to our highest mission. If we are not ready to change our I am statements, listen to your own voice. It will speak in terms that are unmistakable. Trusting your own self more than in all else. All great men and women have learned to do this. Every person within his own soul is in direct communication with infinite understanding. When we depend on other people, we're simply taking their light and trying to light our path with their light. When we depend on ourselves, we are depending on the inner voice, the inner light that is speaking in and through us. Man is the inlet and the outlet to all there is. We'll have to let it express through us. If one appears to have failed, he should realize there are no failures in the universe. We should completely erase the idea of failure by stating there are no failures and there are lessons learned. If one believes he failed last year, he'll likely fail again this year unless the false thought is erased or changed. What if I succeed? Replace it with a positive connotation. It may seem that we are lying to ourselves, but we are not. If we are simply declaring the truth about the spirit that indwells him. This spirit never fails. There is no failure, no person to fail. Failure is neither person, place, nor thing. It is a false thought. Again, it is a false thought and has no truth in it. It is a belief in the lack, and there is no lack. It is a belief in a limitation which does not exist. Every time we express I am, we are calling forth the God within us into action. Who am I? Is an individualized expression of God manifested on this earth with the creative power of the great I am nestled within me by how I see and use the most powerful and influential words in the universe. This creative power can transform or destroy. The choice is yours and mine. There is only one creative power, but it is called by many names and worshiped under many different religions. This absolute power moves as unity, harmony, peace, love, and light. But man has freedom to use his connection to this power constructively or destructively as he chooses. Gary Zukav says in Spiritual Partnership that our soul intends harmony, cooperation, sharing, and reverence for life. Each time we create with one of these intentions, we create authentic power, a life of meaning, fulfillment, gratitude, vitality, creativity, and joy. Mark Nepo says, the further I awaken to this life, the more I realize that God in me is everywhere, and the extraordinary is waiting quietly beneath the skin of all that is ordinary. Light is in both the broken bottle and a diamond, and music is in both the flowing violin and the water dripping from the drainage pipe. Yes, God in me is under the porch as well as on top of the mountain, and joy is both in the front row and the bleachers if we are willing to be where we are. What now follows your I am declarations? I've given you the tips to get started. Journal, writing positive statements, speaking the positive statements, incorporating the positive statements in your daily routine, printing them out, using them as a screensaver, and practicing looking yourself in the mirror, speaking the positive I am statements. Build your library with inspirational books and knowledge of positive influences that will help to change your life. This has been presented to you today by In Her Self Expressions, and I thank you and enjoy your new I am journey.
If you're looking for a secure haven within the literary world, you found the perfect organization. Let's make magic together. Our space is specifically designed for African American authors who are passionate about their writings of films and books. It's a platform to stay informed about industry developments. And on Patreon, we'll share exclusive content, valuable resources, and engaging discussions and masterclasses on various subjects, ranging from film and publishing industry trends to wellness and business tips. So if you're ready to dive into this exciting community, become a member now. Welcome to our literary haven where creativity knows no bounds. Let's make magic together. In a world where creativity meets the digital age, one agency stands out from the rest. Welcome to Delphine Legacy Media. We are a team of passionate experts and creatives dedicated to elevating your brand to new heights.
I learned so much today. It was really inspiring hearing everyone speak about all their different experiences and getting together like authors and screenwriters. And I learned a lot from this.
Their creativity and expertise are second to none. But what sets us apart? We tailor our services to fit your unique needs. Whether you're an author, a business owner, or an artist, our services include interviews, media tours, book tours, and speaking engagements, all designed to put your brand in the spotlight. Are you an artist that seeks to obtain more media, headline your own book tour, or adapt a film? Or perhaps you need media training to best prepare yourself. Whatever it may be, we can manage it. Picture your brand in the limelight. Picture your brand in the limelight. Your vision realized. At Delphine Legacy Media, we're partners in your success. Ready to take your brand to the next level? Contact us today. Delphine Legacy Media, where creativity meets success.